Hello, this is your disabled combat veteran. After 9/11, Michael Commiso and battle buddies on. And, well, I did good today. I updated, they updated my internet, so my internet goes faster. And they put the box inside the apartment, so nobody messed with the wires or whatever, because it's right there. So I guess that's the new technology. You know how you got this big giant box outside and everything? Well, now they got a little box. And so I guess eventually everybody will get a little box in their homes or whatever. But I hope people don't take my videos the wrong way. I'm not trying to be a charity case or everybody as a veteran and beg for people to give things to me as a veteran. That's like veterans awareness. Veterans awareness. I'm trying to help my battle buddies out. Because not everybody, because there's nice people in the world. There's really nice people in the world. So I appreciate the help that I do get. And I'm just letting you, and when I'm not yelling at you, it's more like the drill, being in basic training, the drill sergeant, when they're yelling. Drill sergeants are not yelling at you. They're trying to teach you in the military and basic training and everything. So the veterans awareness is like, to help other better veterans out, because veterans come home feeling bad about themselves. And the reason is, some people make veterans feel like they don't belong back home, or they don't deserve the respect from other people or whatever. But veterans, my battle buddies, don't feel that way. Serving your country is really a cool thing to do as the United States. It's like people don't want people to put the country down and be negative, but there is kind of, compared to television back in the day and television now, there is a lot of negative on television. So as a veteran, I'm not trying to put down the government or put down people or my country or my flag. I'm just a veteran's awareness and how we feel about things and everything, And like I said, people forget to say good job to veterans, As in the military, if I got in trouble in the military, I only got in trouble in the military like one time or whatever, but it was over something stupid. But most of the time in the military, all Commiso heard was, good job, Commiso, good job, Commiso, good job, Commiso. So that's what you forget to do to your veterans, over the years, I know people got their own lives and everything, and got other things to do or whatever. But people forget about why that American flag is still flying in the sky. Because some idiot think they can whatever to our country, and our heroes protected that flag over the years. So, I'm just a goofy guy. I'm a natural goofiness. When I make my videos, I try not to be serious even with my serious videos. I like to make people laugh. That's the whole meaning of my videos. But it's also cool that, you know, don't allow people to talk bad about you as veterans and my battle buddies, man. You know, they teach you to stand up for yourself in the military. I'm not telling all the, but you know, who cares if people don't recognize you as a person, then they don't really recognize you as a friend or whatever. They're not meant to be part of your life. But there's good people out there that appreciate veterans. And if you really need help from the VA, get that help from the VA. There's people that care about you in the VA and everything as veterans, you know? If you really need help, get that help from the VA, you know? And I think every veteran, they deserve their benefits from the military, dude, you know? Nobody's perfect in the world, you know, but I think I did enough in my life for people to say, hey man, you're a cool cat, man. You know, I try my best. I don't understand the law on the internet where you got all this people on the internet and all this law, and you still try to get people in trouble with the law. I respect the law to a point where I said, you know, who the hell are you to tell me I'll be a bad father one day as a veteran? You know, I feel like I'm a cool person. You know, I'm an outcast. I always felt like I'm always left out of things. But a lot of outcasts become leaders in the world and celebrities. A lot of celebrities and leaders are known as outcasts. They don't fit in the crowd. So I'm not a follower. I guess I'm a leader. And I'm not trying to lead anybody the wrong direction, and I'm not trying to put the people down. But sometimes, you know, it's just like, damn, man, where all this hate come from in the world? It doesn't even make any sense anymore. You know, people go to college. What do people go to college for? What they learn in college? To learn more words or to become haters or be mean to each other as people. So, you know, I have the education that I have. I hope, yeah, people always can improve themselves as people, as a person. I always got, but you act like the internet is perfect. The law acts like the internet is perfect in the first place. So I'm not trying to put down the law. You know, there's hardworking people. But I think it sucks that you got billions of people doing the same thing on the internet. You know, like, to be cool nowadays is to make videos on the internet or be butt naked online. I don't understand how people take butt naked. How the hell people take butt naked the wrong way, and then people see crime on the internet and say, oh, well, just another day, a crime on television on the internet, and say whippy-do kind of thing, and overreact over, does the law know that everybody uses the same sites on the internet, or eventually the sites pop up to your computer? So, yeah, I don't know how many sites there are in the world. Maybe a million or something. But how many sites actually work on the internet and how many people uses the site? So, it's misleading us, and I would consider myself as an American citizen. I'm proud to be an American because I can make videos like this as my freedom of speech, and I can improve my country. and improve. That's the good thing about America, you know. We don't have to fight on the streets to get things done on the streets in America. There's debates. If you really care or you got something you want to fix, there's better ways than fighting on the streets. As people can make YouTube videos and saying, you know, I'm not trying to tell the government what to do or whatever, or tell anybody what to do, but it's the whole point of the United States is it's a free country. It's for America. Is for the people. That don't mean people go running around beating each other up and trying to whatever people do. As people got things done without fighting on the streets. There's better ways to do things, to improve things. And yeah, I think by now the internet should be a safe thing to use, as before everybody made the internet as a social media. Internet was just a tool to use in school to look up information for your tests and get a good grade in the classroom. But now it's a social media internet, and it seems people just use the internet just to talk shit about each other on the internet. So I'm not trying to say me, because that's all people think. Oh, Commiso is on the internet. He wants more things. Or whatever. How people think. No, you know, if I would have stayed in the military, I would have been a good NCO to my soldiers. I would try to be a leader in the military. But as a goofy guy, not a lot of people listens to goofy people. Or whatever. I don't know how people work. I'm an outcast. I always consider myself, you know, yeah, a few people hang with me here and there, but I was consider myself, I'm not part of the crowd. I'm not, or I don't know, I feel left out as a person. As there's people that feel left out. As your veterans feel left out back home from war. We're still, I don't understand that. I don't, you know, at one point you're in uniform and everybody makes you feel like a celebrity as a soldier, and then you become a veteran and then it's like, oh, whatever, or, you know, no, I don't expect everybody to, you know, kiss my feet or bow down to me because I'm a veteran. But, you know, what happened to the friendship in the world? We lost our friendship in the world. You know, people forget how to be a good friend to each other as people and everything. So when I make my videos, for one, I was on, I don't know if anybody noticed, but I was on the roll of being funny as hell. And then I got cock-blocked from my life back home and everybody's hacking my balls. That's it. You know, it must be super corny to hack nowadays, because all people do is trying to get information from each other and use that information just to be haters on each other. So hackers probably sucking on the internet. But really, nowadays, you really don't even have to hack anything nowadays. Everything's posted on the internet anyway. So I just don't understand how, oh yeah, well, there's crime on the internet and it's okay for kids to look up crime and nobody gets in trouble. And then you all get upset over the natural things and everything. I don't understand the law on sex online still. If there was internet or not, people are going to have sex no matter what. Yeah, I agree people should practice safe sex and nobody should be harmed. And But where all this, why there's still crime on the internet? That's something simple that we be taught in the United States. We know we're supposed to practice safe sex. We know we're supposed to get along with. We get this. We get taught the simplest things in school, but when we get out of school, we all forget that what we were taught. You know, it's. I hope people realize it's a lot easier for people to get along and have world peace and chill on planet Earth. Everything will be a lot easier if everybody chill out on their planet Earth. You know, I apologize if I get upset. I'm a veteran. And, you know, like I said, I'm a simple person. I only need one thing to make me happy. So I'm going to keep trying to improve my YouTube videos. And it's self-construction. I do want to improve myself as soldiers want to improve themselves in the military as soldiers. Veterans, you lose that somehow being a veteran. You're like, it's like, oh, everybody gives up on me as a veteran, so should I give up on myself as a veteran? But, you know, veterans accomplish a lot in the military. You know, I still served my country. I did a lot of convoys. I feel like I was earned the medals that was given to me. And that's the thing. You give medals to your soldiers and but you don't really explain why you got that medal. Why you get that paperwork saying why. I mean, the meaning of the medal. The more of the meaning of saying the reason why you got this medal because you served your country after 9/11 attack and you did your best as a soldier in the military. As to, and I guess where you call real life, I don't understand that. What the heck's that mean? Isn't it real life on the internet? So I don't know what that real life, I guess if you get put in real life, I don't know, people act differently around you or whatever, or don't treat you the same way, or I don't know. I can't explain people. I'm not. I feel Commiso is from outer space. As well, yeah. If you really think about it, everything that's on planet Earth came from outer space. So when people look in outer space, they think it's some kind of magical or whatever. We can't explain outer space because it's too deep. No, everything that's on planet Earth, even planet Earth, came from outer space. You know, we have enough space to create life. If we didn't have enough outer space, there'd be no life. It looked like we all collided together, and I guess that Big Bang theory. Well, my theory was, it looked like that we came from the opposite of our galaxy, and we all fell down in a black hole in outer space, and we just, that's how easy outer space is. We all fell down a deep hole in outer space and then collided and made our galaxy as outer space. As it seems that every particle or like metals and water and periodic table, I got a speech impediment. Periodic table, well, it looks like we all got something from each planet in our galaxy. As one planet is covered in ice, I guess that's the planet we got our water from. And all the different gases and so when they say only two planets collided together, I think all our planets collided together in galaxy and bounced it off from each other and made planet Earth in outer space. So, and then they say things are slowing down in outer space, but it doesn't mean things can pick up, and things can pick up at speed of light. I think faster than the speed of light in outer space. So it sucks that people know what it takes to get along as on planet Earth and chill by now. As how the hell do people overreact over one butt naked person where billions of naked people have been on the internet since the 80s? So the internet is like it. You know how everybody wants more porno chat? Everybody act, ew, sex, but they still have sex. That's weird. People are like, oh, ew, wow, whoa, what's that? Ew. But they still have sex online. So the internet is as a tool to have more porno channels on television. The internet became a porno channel. So I don't know if people can't accept that and everything, but whatever. But it sucks that people can put people down and the public start putting you down. Somebody call your name, one person, or somebody put you down, and then the whole public start putting you down and start bullying you, whatever it is. It's like, damn, dude. Don't people stand up for each other as friends and family? You try to do the right things, but people force you to do the wrong things. That's the internet, So, I think people need to start accepting each other as people by now on planet Earth. As a person, as a people, like, things shouldn't get us upset as fast as shit. Why do we have to view crime at all if the law is there to prevent us to view crime on the internet in the first place? So, as things slow down in outer space, you figure things on planet Earth will slow down as people won't overreact to shit. The simplest things to, damn, my best friend is missing, or my best friend died, stuff like that. People should work together to prevent, as we as people should be adapted and advancing as all people can overcome a flu virus by now on planet Earth. Where, damn dude, everybody's worried about upping each other and putting down each other as people, as, damn dude, we're losing our ozone layer. Our ozone layer protects us from the elements from outer space. We're lucky we still have oxygen of how much hate you all put on each other as people. So, what we need to do is, because if we keep hating, we're just going to hate some more, and then hate some more, and then hate some more. People need to forgive each other. We gotta forgive the assholes that attacked us in 9/11. Because it's your life in the end. We all got a certain time on planet Earth, and it looks like up to 100 years old. Where planet Earth been around billions of years. So I highly doubt the planet is going to allow us to destroy planet Earth. The Earth is going to react to our way of life, or whatever you all came up with the word streets. But streets is part of our homes. I don't think anybody should be talked to as streets or whatever you all came up with. You know what I'm trying to say. It's like tomorrow is another day. As it's already 12:30 already. And I mean, you know, tomorrow is another day. Yesterday is gone already. So I would take all the good things from history, from each country. All the good things that you all did as a country in the world. Because people always look to the bad, and then you all start hating each other. But people still living on planet Earth, and the internet is still working. So obviously there's more good in life than they claim that they have on Action News or on the internet. Because there'll be no internet and shit. There'll be no people on planet Earth because so much hate on planet Earth. So it's, like I said, that 1% crime or 1% hate or 1% in the world. And we can't allow that. You know, it's like there's enough people in the world to solve problems, and we can move on. As like when we vote for a president, you know, we'll figure taxes are already fixed in the United States. So the president has to figure out what else the next president has to come up for solve another problem or issue or whatever, an idea as a president. Taxes should be already fixed. People getting the jobs, you know, stuff like that, simple things. And we have to fix our planet to where one day we might have to all fly off of this planet and find another planet where we still got this planet. So it's like either way, you're going to see my ass no matter what as a veteran back home. It's like, oh, nobody sees anything on the internet to the last minute where people hack each other's computers. So everybody knows each other's lives on the internet. And even though you all seem to know, you all claim that you all know each other as people in the world, you still somehow come up for a reason to be haters or mean to each other. And that sucks, you know, to live in a world where, you know, I'm trying my best to abide by the laws and be a good citizen to my country. I'm not an asshole. I try not to be. I'm a nice guy, but sometimes a nice guy gets upset too. And, like, you know, it sucks that people can come up. You all can work together to come up to hate each other, but you all can't come up for a reason to chill out in the world. That sucks. You got all this technology, you know. It's kind of neat that there's internet to where I can have a conversation with somebody in half around the world and everything. That's pretty neat. But people don't look at the internet like that. You look at the internet Oh, let's text each other and talk shit about each other and use the internet the negative way or the wrong way or whatever direction you. But we still going forward as people fight about the old shit and the past. And then, I don't know, man. Life's too short to keep fighting about stupid shit that doesn't mean anything at the end. Everybody's capable of living their own lives in the world and enjoying their own lives in the world. And I know we can all avoid the negatives all around the world, but people still die. We didn't find the cure for death on planet Earth yet. Our life longevity, like on Star Trek or whatever. So I'm doing my best on to where it seems like everybody is out to get me as a veteran. Like, it don't matter what I do on the internet or what I do in my life, somehow somebody's gonna say something about it. That's another thing is wrong with, there's a difference between caring about each other and being there for each other as people to shit. The only reason why people on my internet is to talk shit about me. And the people don't live their own lives on the internet. Everybody's in their own, somebody else's lives or business online. To where were you when I needed you? You're all there now and kind of shit as people in the world. So I'm just being Commiso, and I don't feel like anything I did on the internet to get, like, I didn't do enough to, what? I served my country. At one point in time, serving your country was the honorable way, you know, like, people appreciate soldiers defending our country, because this country means more than they all look at this country. America is a really cool country if we all get along and enjoy our way of life, and as somehow we always can solve our problems or in America's and issues if we all work together or whatever. So if people would look at my videos and say, oh, Commiso's saying poor me. No, veterans awareness. You know, not a lot of veterans come home and get that same treatment as thank you for your service, or get help from the VA or from anybody, really. You know, everybody expect the veterans to be capable of doing, you know, serving your country is is war. Everybody hates war, so I don't understand why people come up with war in the world. Or the fighting, what the hell everybody fighting online for? It doesn't make any sense anymore. Because in the end, we are living on the same planet. What affects this side of the country will affect that side of the country. We all somehow had some type of education in school and learned that our planet is not flat, it's round. So if we destroy one half of the planet, it will destroy the other half of the planet. So everything we do, it will affect our planet. And right now, last time I checked, it's our planet is keeping us alive. As we are losing our animals on planet Earth. I don't understand how hard it is to take care of animals. You have zoos in all the damn countries. If you don't like animals, find another job and don't take animals. Don't hurt animals because you're some jerk off. Find people that really care about animals and know what they're doing and talking about. Because, you know what, nowadays, what makes this planet is our animals that live on this planet. There's a lot of cool animals on this planet. And as a human race, it seems that all we do is destroy everything, and it sucks. And we are capable, as a species, as a human being, as geniuses in history. And now, I don't know if there's, I don't know how smart you have to be a genius, or if you know you read every book and understand every book, or you have to know everything you've been taught. Well, they had to teach me some things, and I didn't remember everything I was taught in school. I guess I just remembered what basics, like. But if somebody's learning slower than the genius, because I don't know, I think Albert Einstein was in special education classes. You know, just because you learn slower doesn't mean that you're not a genius. You learn a different way. You take information differently. So you can be the fastest motherfucker in the world that read the book. That doesn't mean you understood that book because you read the book super fast. Because sometimes you do have to go back and figure out what the heck is going on. As there are poetry books. There's deep-ass poetry books. People that read poetry take the poem the wrong way because they're not really, they say one thing in a poem, but they've been talking about something else, and they misdirect it. But they usually direct you back to what they're talking about as a poem. They try to use feelings in their words. People are so uptight, and in the world is stressed out. People don't use feelings in the words no more. They don't feel. So I don't want to be and on Star Trek, what do you call it? When you're all robots, or what do you call it? Terminator? I am Commiso. I believe everything I hear on the internet. No exception at all. I don't have a mind of my own. All I do is believe everything all the time. I lived a certain way, and I can't move and do different things in my life. I'm just another robot in the world. And that's the direction you all going as the internet. As people shook people's hands back in the day, people actually got to know each other. I noticed that people use the internet for everything as video. So when people have contact with each other, people don't know how to act with each other no more face to face as to the internet. You all talk like robots, the internet talk. So it's funny that people watch movies and then don't learn from that movie. Or learn from a book, or learn from a speech, or learn from a television show, or learn from a song, and say, shit, Michael Jackson's right. What the fuck are we fighting about? I bet you everybody in the whole world as robots do not know what the fuck you all fighting about in the world. I bet you $1 billion. And you all come up for a reason to hate on each other. And there's no reason to hate on each other. So I'm sorry if I get upset where, I am a good person. Just because you hack me and just because you're a robot and assume the worst out of people. I think that's why people get upset with the law. Because the law assumed the worst out of people, as every American should be on cops or to court. But that's not what Americans work hard for, to go to court and go to saying, It just looks like you're blaming everything that what's wrong with the internet as the laws on the internet, and should be what? How many people need to monitoring porno sites? And so it just seems that you're just a hater that couldn't handle my naked ass back home as your hometown hero. As damn man, if you really do the math, by now in the 21st century, everybody saw each other butt naked in the world, and somehow they can't get along with each other. They accept each other's nakedness, but they can't accept each other as people in the world. So, I apologize. I have a dictionary. I didn't get to learn every word in the dictionary. Sorry, I have a speech impairment, so I have difficulty pronouncing words, so sometimes I can't spell it, or pronounce the word right. But I can improve myself, and I'm just from New Jersey, from Trenton, that moved to Mercer. So it's hard to live in a life where people just sit there and think about the worst about each other on the internet. As it seems nowadays, the law forces you to get in trouble. And you're trying your best saying, shit, man, I should be further in life back home as Commiso. You know, I felt, well, the military and my NCOs and my leaders in the military made me felt like I did a good job at war and served my country. So as a veteran, it seems like, damn, man, everything's my fault. That's how the internet is working. Everybody uses the internet, but it seems like everybody's blaming me as a veteran back home. That won't solve problems, blaming one person, you know. It's still going to be an issue on the internet just because you get one person in trouble or billions of people doing the same thing online. So I'm doing my best on the tools that you gave to your veterans back home. Yeah, you got your VA, your resources, or I don't think it's enough where you got family and friends that can be around you, you know. My grandpa died and everything. It would have been cool to hang with my brother after my grandpa died. I ain't that hard to hang with as the goofy guy at the party. I'm a happy stoner. I'm a happy get drunk with. But I guess you can't. I guess people blame everything on one person in the world. People blame things on people, but that will not get things done in the military. You know, oh, it's that soldier's fault that things are not getting done in the military. Well, they got all these soldiers in the military. As in the real world, civilian world, or whatever you call it, as shit, you got all these billions of people that use the internet 24 hours a day. That means people are on the internet 24 hours a day, every single day, every month of the year, and they can't solve problems on the streets all around the world and chill out. They can't, oh, how'd that get there on the internet when there's 20? It's like, shit. We got things that we can prevent things happen because we can see it before it happens on the internet nowadays. So you ever saw that television show? The guy gets the newspaper a day before it happens. And instead of saying, shit, I don't know what to fucking do in the show, they all work together in trying to solve that problem before the news to happen. Well, we got people hacking each other in the world and can't. Right now, we as humans should be smart enough to die of natural causes. We already should have solved every virus, every diseases. People shouldn't be getting killed by a bullet. There should be no more wars and violence, because we adapt and went further and saying, shit, we got this far in life on planet Earth, we can go further on this planet Earth, as there's still oxygen on this, and water. I guess the main thing is food, but water and oxygen kind of makes food. And we'd be glad that we got water and oxygen on this planet. So, like, it's so hard to, when they take down a tree, can they put up another tree? As, did you know, trees and plants takes out the carbon dioxide that's in the air? The trees takes out the carbon dioxide in the plants. There'll be more oxygen. It's common sense. The reason why why dinosaurs were so huge, there was more oxygen, so life had more oxygen to breathe to be that big. We're losing our oxygen because you all decided, let's take out all the trees when you can put up the trees. Ain't that hard. Ain't that hard to take down a tree, ain't that hard to put up another tree. How many forests do we have? I bet there's like 2 forests in the world. Your animals have no place to live in the world. Then you blame the animals for they'll know where to go. Then you got tigers and bears attacking people because they got no forests or a place to live. So, as veterans, it's hard for us to breathe. When you're at war, they teach us to breathe a certain way, to be alert and survive at war. So you all calm and shit and breathing back home. You're kind of hard on your veterans. Yeah, we're tough and we're soldiers that served our country, but we're still human beings. We all have feelings. If you don't got no feelings, you must be a robot. There's something wrong with you. Everybody cries. Everybody feels. As I think people, as veterans, you act like we don't have feelings. And then a veteran's angry. A veteran's sad. Let's all get upset on the veteran and blame everything on the veteran. Well, that's not going to solve shit. You all can hate on me and call me whatever, but that's not going to solve fixing the internet. And I don't think it's that hard to fix the internet. So I got hypocritical haters on my computer. Judgmentals. I'm not really a church person, but the couple churches I learned from, it shall not judge. Nowadays, when you go to church, the first thing they do is judge the shit out of you. That's why I don't like going to church. When it says shall not judge each other. And on the internet, all you do is judge the shit out of each other because you claim you know each other as people online. As people don't go up and shake each other's hands, give each other hugs. There's no affectionateness. Touch and feel as people, you know what I'm saying? It must be true because somebody said it online. And how fast people, man, if you are true friends on the streets in the world, you will second guess that and say, don't talk shit about my friend. People stand up for each other. But now, I guess you all have to be the coolest kid at the party. Where at one point in time, I guess it was in the 60s, everybody got laid in the 60s. And everybody was happy that everybody got laid in the 60s. Nowadays, only one person is allowed to get laid at the first party. That's what y'all came up with on the streets. I'm cooler because I'm the only one that got laid at the party. The party itself would be cool if everybody got to get laid. I guess that what we call action reaction, and that's the type of physics. Our physics are off on planet Earth. Our time is not correct. That sun sits there and it's day one on planet Earth as you're still talking shit about each other about the same shit since day one on the internet. So I don't think the time is right on planet Earth. When they say when the clock is closer to the planet, the clock slows down when the clock is closer to the planet because the clock is reacting to the gravity. When you put the clock further up, the time goes faster. So that means, oh, this clock says we're spinning around in outer space in seconds. But this clock's saying we're going faster in seconds if we put the clock in outer space. So as you swing on a rope, you know how you swing a rope on a ball? I guess what they were trying to teach you about, what's that, Albert Einstein, time, motion, mass, gravity. People forget to add that in their math. And I don't think the time on planet Earth is wrong. And what's the, revolution, not revolution, whatever Albert Einstein was talking about. For some reason, I think Albert Einstein will agree with me right now and saying time is not correct on this, because Albert Einstein I would consider a type of outcast in history. People bullied Albert Einstein, as I figured Stephen Hawking and all the other geniuses. To be a genius, I guess you have to be bullied and left alone. And you have time to think about things. So Albert Einstein will agree with me. I think time on planet Earth is way off, as all we're doing is counting how many times they're going around the sun. Every day we're just counting how many times we're going around the sun, and we're all getting mad or something, spinning around the sun or something. Life is so simple. They make it like, how did life been created in outer space? Well, we just had enough space and time to have created life in outer space. As time can slow down on planet Earth and pick up when you go out of space, I don't think time is right. So people forget the math part, as you can add and subtract and divide and all that, but I guess you're supposed to calculate the motion and the direction and I don't know. I was watching a professor from the college, and he was trying to explain relativity. That's it, relativity. I think he was, I forgot what college it was, and he was trying to teach the class relativity, and I understand what the hell he was saying. I was trying to figure out the algebra part, because when you're in class, you try to write everything they say. It's like, shit, I better write this shit down because I'm going to forget. I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about. I got to write this shit down. But sometimes when I take notes, I can't spell the word that guy was saying, whatever. That's what I had trouble with, was English. Sometimes I can't really spell what the heck they were. I guess I should bring a recorder or something. When this record. But it was funny because the professor was trying to teach relativity, how gravity works, but the math part is because I guess he wasn't a math teacher, he was a science teacher. So it was funny how he got mad and tried to, the students, I guess the student trying to be smart and raised their hand. Well, how's that right, Mr. Professor? I think the math is wrong on the board. And it's funny because the teacher got mad it felt like the teacher was getting mad at the students. He wasn't really trying to teach you the math part. He was trying to teach you relativity. He was trying to give you the math part because I guess, explain relativity better. But it was funny because he got mad because the student tried to act like they're smart, raise their hand. It's good to raise your hand and ask questions, but the questions, they was this question in the math and I guess he got mad because they're not listening to me. They're only worrying about the math part. They're not worrying about relativity. And it's funny how the professor was getting mad. I was watching him. So it's kind of funny. So maybe college be funny. But I get nervous around words and I can't speak clearly. I get nervous around, I don't know, words. They make words so, like they got all these different type of languages, but really everybody's speaking English in the world by now. But even speaking English is hard because English got the most words. English got the most words. And I don't know, relativity is probably not that hard to explain if you know how to explain it. Gravity. Before time, people didn't believe in gravity. They did just accept that the apple fell from the tree. And somebody came up, shit, that is called gravity. So, shit, there's even now with relativity, gravity moves too. Before gravity just sat still, as gravity is pulling down that apple, now relativity, gravity moves too. To shit. It looks like to get gravity, you have to spin around on planet Earth. As Stephen Hawking came up with black holes and saying, shit, there's a whole lot of gravity in this one spot in outer space that can pull anything in that spot. So, I don't know. I get back to be continue on relativity with Commiso on. I know what it is. I just can't explain it right now. It's back to, I guess, reality. Back in the day, gravity wasn't reality. People went to church and believed what they was told at church. And got mad when somebody was talking about gravity. Till now, seems everybody is talking about everything on the internet. So that's relativity. Action, reaction to shit. Everything moves in outer space, even gravity. So, what's his name? Thomas Edison? No, that's electricity. No, Thomas Edison. I think it was Thomas Edison. There's Galileo, Thomas Edison, Benjamin Franklin. What was that? That's H.G. Wells, Thomas Edison, Isaac Newton. So Isaac Newton, you ever saw the Big Bang Theory TV show? And Sheldon was trying to explain physics to, what's her name? Well, Thomas Edison was a chill kid in school, and he was like, came up with skipping down the road. And he decided, shit, I'm going to sit underneath this tree and figure out what this fucking apple fell on my head for. While everybody else in the world was just like being a robot, and they accept what they learned because somebody taught them in school. So Albert Einstein, you have to be an out-thinking box. You have to have an imagination. So Isaac Newton had an imagination on when that apple fell down on his head. And he said, shit, there's some type of force that dropped that apple. That is shit. There's more than gravity as a force in outer space. As shit, gravity can pick up to light speed in outer space. Gravity is just not gravity like on planet Earth compared to outer space. Everything can pick up the light speed. That's why there's life on planet Earth, because we all collided together. And I guess our galaxy had to learn how to get along as our galaxy, because as we all collided together. So our math is off as time slows down when you put the clock on the floor. To shit, you put the clock in outer space. The planet's moving faster according to the clock in outer space. So when people look at the clock and say, oh, clock is just time, time is moving too. That's relativity. Time, people think, oh, time is just time because it's time the sun came up. No, when time is moving. So build a time machine in outer space is possible, as time can stop in outer space in a black hole. Time can stop. Like a stopwatch. We invented the stopwatch. And time can stop in a black hole. But you know what? Maybe time went a different direction. Time can stop. Time, you figure time only go one direction. In outer space, time can go any direction. So when it's the 60s on the planet Earth, it's like freaking 1400s on the other side of on outer space. Our planet's going one direction. The other planet is going the other direction. So time can go backwards in outer space. That's pretty cool. I like looking into outer space because there's so much activity going on in outer space, and we didn't learn everything yet from outer space. As, damn man, the internet is boring. You're right. The internet is boring nowadays. We only go in one direction in time on planet Earth. And instead of accepting ourselves as people, you all come up to find reason to hate each other. So watching TV is boring nowadays. You know, there's no imagination in the world. You took that imagination from your kids. You say this is why it's happening because of this reason, and we can't do nothing about it. Man, if you actually listen to kids are cool to talk to. Because kids still got that kid type of mind and still have that imagination. As You all think it's corny to play with a water gun, but the kids think that's the coolest shit in the world. Yeah. Imagine when you was a kid and you got a water gun for Christmas. And you're like, shit, I'm the coolest kid on the block because I got this water gun. That's how you thought back in the day. Simple things made people happy as a kid. As an adult, you all go all like, shit, I hate being an adult. Commiso. I wish they took the Toys R Us around here. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I never want to grow up. And when you get older, as like grandmom and grandpa, that's why they think, because they realize, shit, I don't want to grow old. Nobody wants to grow old. But you all grow old. Your mind grows old. Your thoughts grow old. You got that old same thinking, the reason why shit the way it is, and we're going to accept that that's the reason why it is. Kids in the world are not going to accept people hating on each other as people are fighting. Kids are like, stop it, man. You all fighting the world takes the time away from me playing with my water gun for Christmas. As I think there's a curfew in Mercer Township at 10 o'clock early. Before, people could stay up to midnight all through the night, have sleepovers, and parents got along around here. That's relativity. You're all hard thinkers, and you're trying so hard to solve that problem, but you're a hard thinker, and you're just going to keep trying to solve a problem with the same solution. With imagination mind, there's more than one solution to solve a problem. So that's what Albert Einstein was trying to say. If you read some of his quotes, you can make life simple, but we're still going to have to deal with shit where shit, it feels like nobody wants to learn anymore. You know, when I was watching the cable guy, I tried to learn how to, that's cool. Now I know how to put this box on the wall. That's, in the military, it's called cross-training. I may be a generator mechanic. Oh, Commiso was just a generator mechanic in the military. That's all he did. No. If anybody noticed, I really didn't have that much time to walk around. I worked on generators. It was cool. I was like, oh, I know how to put this generator together. I can look at the diagram and figure, oh, if the starter works, but it won't turn on, maybe the battery's dead. If the starter works and the battery's good, then there's something else wrong with the generator. You look at the same, that's called, then when you're in the military, I guess I'm a grunt. I was on guard, I did convoys, I was a gunner, I was the mail, somehow I became the mailman as a generator. I didn't mind being a mailman. I was like, that's your mail, that's your mail, that's your, I gave all the mail, all the military bases at war. I drove in this big ass truck, or can't say truck in the military. You have to use special words in the military. But I had the biggest truck in the convoy, and we didn't have a gunner because there was no gunner. So it was only two motherfuckers driving this truck, and we had the biggest target in the convoy, and we had all this mail in the back, and it felt good to give all the mails to the soldiers. I was like, yeah, man, that's your mail, that's your mail, that's your mail. That's why when I was doing the people got upset and sad and angry because they had to do mail. I was happy because I was like, whoosh, whoosh. this goes to this company, this goes to this company. I recognized the company. I wrote down on this book, and over time I recognized the company. And this goes to the HH something, Bravo company, Alpha company, Charlie, whatever. And it was easy. And I was like, this is easy shit. And I had fun. I pick up the box, put it in the truck, pick up the box, put it in the truck. And then I got the other soldiers. I said, hey, we could get this job done faster if you listen to Commiso. So I got them all in the chain and said, hey, throw the box up to me. And I could stack them up all neat in the truck or neat in whatever heck I was doing. And I felt good about that because I said, I gave the mail to the soldiers. I was like, yeah, shh. And people say, oh, it's just a job. I'm tired. I don't want to do it. I was happy at war in the military. When they took me over, I wish they didn't close down Ray Barracks because I would have did like 4 more years in Ray Barracks. Because I was overseas and I wanted to see the other countries. And the good thing about the military is traveling. When you're in the military and you're overseas, things don't cost that much to jump on the train and visit Amsterdam. I visit with my battle buddies. We jumped on the train, went downtown to Freiburg, Gießen. I felt like I went all in Germany. And then I didn't want to stop. When I first got to my first duty station, I just graduated from basic training. I did what they said in AIT. They gave me a paper. I took some classes on magnetics and generator mechanics. They teach you, but they don't really teach you. They teach you. They try. In the military, everything's in a rush. They're trying to rush you to the first duty station or whatever. So when I got to my first duty station, I didn't know what to do, but they had a travel agency in Ray Barracks, that little building. I guess I walked around. Ray Barracks bases ain't that, it's a small base. You could go to the other side of the base in less than 2 minutes. So I found everything on Ray Barracks base, and once you get good in the military, they give you more responsibility. So I went in all to the buildings where all the high ranks, the generals, and there was one time, there was when you get nervous when you salute because you're a high rank. So a female with you have to really look because they hide their rank on their uniform and you can't fucking tell what the fuck they are until the last minute. So I got nervous and it was a female. I said, "Oh, sir." I should have said, "Ma'am." But when I first got to my duty station, I didn't know who to hang with. I had my roommate. I hang with my roommate. That was cool. And then I felt like I went to the travel agency. I went to Mallorca. It's an island by Spain. And I had a 4-day. And I took, in Germany, they got a lot of holidays, so you get a lot of 4 days. And I took that 4-day, and the only time I flew was in the military, so I was nervous on the plane going to Mallorca. But when I got there, I was like, oh shit, there's cool. I went to the ocean. The ocean is so blue. It was like, you got seaside ocean, but when you go to Mallorca, the ocean is so blue. It's like, holy moly, that's weird. It's bluer than the sky. And then you can see all these naked women. And there was a club. I guess Mallorca is I guess it's a tourist place. So I didn't know yet that people speak in different languages, but people still speak English in the other country. So you just got to get drunk with them and they start speaking English. So I got drunk and there was this one cool ass club it was like a club where it had different types of music. Like on the bottom floor, the downstairs was like techno. On the next one was like rap music, and then it got rock. And it was like 3 or 4 levels on this building. And I went to the techno floor on the bottom, and I got drunk, and I was all by myself, and I was trying to dance with the girls. But Commiso gets nervous. When I get drunk, I'm not that nervous. But when I got girls, they said, I started, nobody was dancing. I said, how come nobody's dancing? And they said, I guess the woman, the woman had 2 daughters, and saying, why don't you go dance? I said, you gonna dance with me? And so I don't, they were like British women, from Spain. And I'm like, all right. I started the party in that club. I started dancing. When I start dancing, the whole goddamn club was dancing. I was like, oh yeah, and everything. So veterans need to remember that they did a lot of cool things for this country, you know. I don't have to come back home and earn street points from some corny ass gang outside. I could say that I'm a world traveler. And now I know how to travel now. That's why they say backpack Europe. You don't have to bring all this shit to Europe. You can just bring a backpack. Then you can lighten up the plane. Because you're thinking, shit, if I'm too heavy on the plane's going to go down when I go to the bathroom on the plane. You can lighten up the plane but I guess they have to use the balance of the plane. They use you guys sit there to balance the plane. But they got big giant planes. If they could take off with big giant planes, I guess little planes, they got more turbulence, I guess. Big planes, they just cut through the sky, the air. So, not hanging with Commiso, I got cool stories. I hang with a lot of cool battle buddies overseas. And even the new guy, I was accepted, and even though if somebody had something to say or whatever, or Commiso I made my battle, even the leaders, my high NCOs and the leader, I made them laugh too. So I want to make good videos. I want to talk about cool things. I don't want to be negative. I want to say I have a good hometown. I want to say, but sometimes I think people pick on me on purpose because I am a veteran. You know, I hate when people saying, oh, veterans is just sitting there and getting paid by our people taxes. How can you say that to a veteran? They say, oh, we're paying you as taxes as people in America as a veteran. I'm making sense. Like, how are you serious? We pay taxes as soldiers too, you know. So don't make your veterans feel bad because they need help from their government or help from people back home. You know, we deserve our respect. We earn our respect from the government and the people back home. You know, I could have said no. I couldn't. I said I couldn't. I don't want to join the military. But I say, what the hell? And I went to the military. I signed all the paperwork. I got in, and then I did a lot for the short period of time in the military. I missed the military on the fact that they show you a lot of respect in the military. Even if you got in trouble in the military, they still showed you a lot of respect as a soldier. And I miss traveling. I miss hanging, partying with my battle buddies and seeing all the cool countries. My roommate took me to one country. I was drunk, and I think I was in Italy. I don't forget, Hartley. and I hang with Southern people in as a New Jersey, East Coast. Southern people can drink, and so I was drinking like a Southern person with Hartley, and I didn't even know where the hell they took. I didn't even know where they took me, but so I was walking down the street, and I said, "What's that statue?" And it looked like that statue that hold Jesus, the Queen was holding Jesus Christ, and I'm thinking, is this Italy? That's how drunk I got. I don't even know where the hell I was. When I went to war, I didn't even know what was going on here at war. That's Commiso. I just did what I was told. I delivered mail, did convoys, drive around in the desert, and got on guard, and whatever they told. I was like, I think I was still drunk from Europe. And then I admit, I was getting a little sad at war, but I was in the desert. You know, you ever play video games? So it's like you're playing a video game in the desert. I could say I lived in the desert. Somehow, I survived living in the desert. I sweat. Commiso sweat. I sweat. I drink all this water, all this Gatorade, but I still sweat. I sweat so much there was salt on my cap or hat. And I remember in the convoy where I guess we got done with the convoy, and I sat there. I couldn't get. I was just tired, I guess. And my first sergeant and my commander came up to the Humvee and saying, "Are you okay, Commiso? Are you okay?" And I was just like, I guess I was just out of sweat. I was tired. When I got up, my whole seat was soaking wet because I sweated so much. They all just looked at me, "You okay, Commiso?" And I was like, "I don't know." They're okay, but I felt like special. The first sergeant and the commander was worried about me, and I was just a private or something, or a special, whatever the heck I was. And I was like, damn, I felt special. They really cared about me, these higher ranks. Because they say in higher ranks, they don't care about you if you're a lower rank. They only care about if you're a higher rank because you're a higher rank kind of thing. But they all came up and I was all concerned, and I was like, I'm okay. And I got up, and my whole seat was all soaking wet. Because you got all this gear on, then you're in the desert, then you're sitting in this hot-ass Humvee that's up-armored, and there's no air going inside the Humvee, and then I'm a Commiso, and I'm like, shit, hey, family and friends, I could have got killed by bugs in the desert and heat stroke and died. You're lucky that I'm back home alive as a veteran. I sweat. I got that sweat thing. Well, it's good to sweat, but not that much. I was soaking. Well, they told me when to drink water, I drink water. Because I was in Fort Jackson was my basic training. So all you hear in because it's super hot in Fort Jackson, I guess they was preparing me to go to war no matter. Fort Jackson is super hot, and you have to drink a lot of water. Or if you don't drink your water, they make you dump that container. And if you don't drink that container, you get in trouble. You got to sit outside, and if you don't, you can't go inside. You got to drink that water. So it's beat the heat, Joe Sergeant. Beat the heat in Fort Jackson. And so I guess I got used to drinking water. So when I went to war, I was like, all you drink is water and Gatorade. If you drink soda, the soda will, the salt, you're supposed to put salt in your back. When you sweat that much, you got to put more salt in your body. Because I just sweat out all my salt in my body. But it's like a balance of life or death living in a desert. If that's why you're angry as people, why don't you stop living in the desert? That's how simple life is. We don't have to fight no more in the world. If you're angry and don't want to live in a desert, there's like a lot of places to live on planet Earth. Last time I checked. So, and I also went to a lot of cool bases. My squad leader, sergeant, told me, "You're on Area 51." The first thing I did is start looking around on Area 51. I don't know where they never told me where Area 51, and I think that's a good thing, so I won't get involved with government problems. I don't know where Area 51 was. I just know I landed in Area 50. They said, "This is Area 51." And I was like, "Oh," and it's huge. You know, and then I went on all the, I went to the base on Baghdad, Kuwait, I went on the snake pit, the snake pit, they called the snake pit. I guess they're snakes. Whatever they took me, I went in a lot of cool bases. Even in America, Fort Jackson is a cool base, and Fort Bragg is a cool base. And Maryland Proving Grounds is where I got my AIT, and then I MEPS out at Fort Dix because that was the closest base around here. But in a short time in the military, I had the time of my life, and I could have got killed every day. To come back home, and then, you know, United States is a cool country. You can have idiots that says that, but people move to the United States for a reason. There's a lot of benefits in the United States. So instead of sitting there and complaining about shit and blaming people as people do, you know, allow me to be Commiso back home. I was on the road of being goofy. Then you got me making these videos. I want to go back to goofy videos. I like talking to my puppet. I can't really talk to my puppet, and the puppet really can't talk to me, but that puppet knows a lot about me. And I appreciate that puppet as Commiso. Wow. Did the law know there was people on the internet? Did people know there's people on the internet? I don't think people know there's people on the internet. Because you all became uptight, hypocritical, judgmental haters that became robots like in the Terminator movie, and you all accept things and you know what, to be continued, because I have to go now. I have to figure out what else to do now. As disabled combat veteran after 9/11, Michael Commiso and the Battle Buddies online.